everyone, today we're going to be testing a bunch of different pens on Karst Stone paper. So, disclaimer, our warehouse has over 500 different pens. That does not even count all the different, colors and tip sizes and attributes. So obviously I'm just going to try to cover a lot of bases. I'm not going to be able to test every single type of pen that we have on here, but I basically have made 3 different groups. Oil-based pens like ballpoints, which are supposed to work well on stone paper. Gel pens, which from everything I've read, but I haven't tried them yet, are horrible on stone paper, but we're going to try a bunch of different kinds just to see. And art pens, including fine liners, and I think some of those will work. I'll also try a couple fountain pens and talk to you a little bit about that. And from I just want to warn you that from everything I've read, fountain pen ink really sucks on the stone paper, and beyond that, it is, I've heard it's destructive to the tips. So this brand aggressively advertises, in my opinion, on Facebook and Instagram. And actually, generally when somebody is constantly doing sponsored ads, I will refuse to buy from them. But I had so many customers asking me what pens work on the paper that I thought it could actually make a pretty informative video, which is why I caved and ordered from them. And I understand that some people want to get their name out there, and they do it by that sort of aggressive advertising. I personally find it really annoying. I'm just telling you my, personal opinion. I think the company is doing well for themselves, so, whatever they want. So my fear about the stone paper notebook was that it was going to be heavy, and I would say that's definitely a founded fear, because a Leuchtturm and a soft cover Karst A5 weigh the same. However, the Leuchtturm has 105 more pages in it. So this one has 144 pages. It feels quite heavy for the thickness. And this one has, 249. So 105 more pages. But anyway, let's start testing. So I think we're gonna get the gel pens out of the way, just because I think it's gonna be a real S show. Oh, they gave me a sticker. I like stickers. I like that this notebook has a K in the corner. Convenient for me, since my name starts with a K. So, I do want to say this company claims to be more environmentally friendly than the manufacturer of regular paper, because they claim they don't use water to manufacture this paper. And so if that's something you care about, you want to consider that as a trade-off and decide if that's important to you versus pens the pens you like to use. So if you're really into that aspect of this paper, let's try to figure out a pen that you like to pair with it. So let's get this whole gel pen thing out of the way. This is the Pilot Multi-Ball, which technically is a gel pen, but it's supposed to write on any surface, including glass. So let's see if the Pilot Multi-Ball works. Now I'm actually gonna give it a moment. So it seemed to, lay down well. I'm gonna actually give it a moment before I try to smear it. Oh no, it's pretty smeary. So imagine if you're left-handed and your hand's dragging a little bit. This would be a nightmare. Okay. Let's try my all-time favorite Uniball Signo DX. So if you like any of the Uniball Signo gel, like the Unistyle Fit, this test would be for you. And I feel like I'm doing a very generous smear test in terms of really letting it sit there before that was not bad. If I do it quickly, it does smear a little bit, but this I can actually imagine using. Because I'm not left-handed, my hand doesn't drag. but I would actually say this maybe would be okay. Let's try the Sarasa. Yeah, I would say Uniball Signo, if you're not somebody who smears or drags their hand, you really might be okay with that, which is good to know. The Sarasa gel, it feels a little weird. It smears just a little. But I actually think that that is workable. Let's try the Coleto. Getting ink all over my hands here. The only thing I would say is it does kind of feel weird. Like how would I describe it? Almost like the pen is sticking to the paper more. So I wonder about speed. But that was kind of okay. And I feel like that was okay without smearing. So interestingly, based on the reviews I had read, I thought the gel pens were going to be way, way worse on here. Let's try the Sarasa Mark-On. Oh, that felt weird. Wow, it's kind of making a bumpy. There's almost a plastic feeling to the paper. Oh, let's see too. Oh yeah, it does not rip easily, it stretches. They said it doesn't tear easily and also that it's waterproof. So I'll try spilling something on it in a minute, but yeah, it doesn't really tear, it like stretches. There's a really plasticky feeling to it, interestingly. Here, I'll go get water in a little bit. Let's keep on with the gel test. So Sarasa Mark-On works pretty well, really. If you don't wait at all, just like these others, it will smear, but if you wait a little bit, it won't. So of course, terrible for left-handed, but for those of us who aren't left-handed, it's not too bad. So there's an inner gel. Smeary. Let's try again. I'll let it dry a little more. This really is another Sarasa. Oh, interesting. That's like not taking it at all. Oh yeah, that is an issue. Okay, let's try the Auto Rays. That I find smeary in general, so I'm gonna wait a minute. I already tried inner gel. We'll try it again. Okay, let's do, yeah, that's okay once it's dry. This light colored marble just was terrible on it. Auto Rays dried, and that inner gel did dry. Well, mostly. Let's do the RE erasable ink, because that is technically gel. Oh, it feels pretty weird on it. I don't like it. Oh man, and the paper just stretches, I think, kind of wildly when you erase. So, while the ink itself lays down kind of so-so on here, I would not recommend an erasable ink on here. Let's just yeah, I would not recommend the erasable on there. Let me go grab friction, because some of you will be like, yeah, but what about friction? And I think it's going to be the same issue, but hold on a moment. Okay, let's try the friction. Same kind of problem where the ink does not really lay down that well on it. It doesn't smear, but then if you go to erase, I think it's just not very nice. I just wouldn't recommend it. It like stretches the paper a little bit. I'm calling that a no personally. I'm curious about friction stamp. Super smeary. Give it a moment to dry. Okay, what other gel pen? Yeah, why don't we do the juice and the juice up? And then here's let's do Hi-Tec C. And the Pilot juice up. Okay, let's see what happens. Those were not too bad. Actually, I'm gonna see what happens if I go over that. The juice up is pretty good on it. Let's write a little note about it, so we remember that's a pretty decent one. Yeah. So the Pilot inks were pretty good on it, really. Oh, I have a slicky gel in here I can try. So, you know, I didn't think we were gonna really find a gel pen that worked well on it, but I feel like we kind of did, which is just really surprising to me. Slicky gel's good. Yeah. Let's try too, just for the fun of it. So let's try whiteout over the top. The paper is so white that it like, you can't, at least in person, you can't see the whiteout very much. Actually, it works really nicely. The whiteout works very nicely on you, so smooth. Okay, well that's nice. Okay, that's technically Hi-Tec C ink we already tried. I feel like we've tried most of the gel ink that there is to try here. Let's try Surari again. Surari is pretty smeary. Oh, this goes in ballpoint. Yeah. Okay, so here's what I would say. Uniball gel ink is mildly smeary if you don't give it some time to dry, but it actually works okay. Surari gel I don't recommend at all. The Pilot gel inks work pretty well on it. The Coleto, which is really the same thing as the Hi-Tec C ink, the juice, the slicky gel worked really nicely on there. And actually, it laid down better than the Pilot juice did. The juice up worked very nicely. I would highly recommend the juice up with this paper. Okay, so I think for now that's good for the gel. I do think I have a couple fountain pens here just to change gears, because I know some of you wanted to see some fountain pens. Now, I have very low expectations. Okay, so this, you know, from what I've read, I don't recommend using fountain pens on it, just because if you have a nice fountain pen, people are saying it's hard on the nib. I'm just gonna take one for the team and do a swatch here and see what happens. So this is a Sailor fountain pen, actually with Pilot Ito Shizuku ink in it. So super smeary, yuck. And then this is Preppy, Platinum Preppy with Platinum Preppy ink. It doesn't feel bad, to be honest, but I just think, you know, you're gonna have this massive smear. Yuck. So no way, you know, I'm just confirming fountain pens really suck with this. But again, I have to say, you know, that is a trade-off. If you want to use fountain pens all the time, this just isn't the notebook for you. Move on to another notebook, you know. I've really seen some fountain pen people, they take themselves very seriously. They've been really harassing this company online. And I kind of feel like, oh man, give me a break. Just go find something else, you know? Okay, let's do ballpoints, because I think that's gonna be positive. I'm just gonna get these out of the way. Okay. Oh, you know what? We did not do the Sarasa dry on here. Let's just do that real quick, since the other Sarasas did not do well. Oh yeah, it's okay. You could use the Sarasa dry on here. All right, so for ballpoints, popular ballpoints, of course, oh, excuse me. Of course, we've got our Mitsubishi Jetstream. Oh, did I just totally spelled Jetstream in a dumb way? This actually feels pretty nice. So I'd say you could totally use the Jetstream ink on there. Yeah, it does. It feels really nice. Now this one is like a 0.5, so it's pretty fine. And it really is feeling pretty good on there without, you know, smudging problem really. And then let's do, people really like the Acroball ink. So this is by Pilot, and this is the Acro 1000 pen. And it's a 0.7, so it feels, you know, even smoother, really. But I wonder, no, that's really nice. Yeah, that works really well. So this is the DelGuard, which would mean it is a zebra ink. And I can't remember, let me see if this one has the Surari ink in it or just the regular. Oh, this is just like regular, like traditional oil-based ink by Zebra. So we'll just say like this is just like a pretty standard Zebra ballpoint here. Feels really nice. Let's see. While we've got this out, let's try a mechanical pencil on here. Ooh. Maybe if you had a thick mechanical pencil, but that felt like it was just gonna stab right through the paper or something. I don't love it, but my first impression was worse than like my continued impression. It's not going to be your favorite notebook you ever had if you like using mechanical pencils, I can tell you that much. So this is Dr. Grip. This probably has Acro ink in it too. Yeah, we really already tried Acro ink, but this is the Acro ink in 0.5. This is Acro ink again. I don't think we need to try that again. This one has the Zebra Surari ink in it, which is a hybrid. It's nice. Really don't have any problems with the ballpoints yet, so I would say the reports. This is just another Zebra ballpoint. I would say the reports about ballpoints working well in it is, this is true. I mean, well, that's the Surari too. We already did the Surari, I guess, didn't we? Yeah. So, yeah, I think if you like ballpoints, I wouldn't have much concern about the compatibility with this notebook. I would say you're going to be pretty safe. Let's do kind of like some fun art pen testing next. I did bring some water too to spill on it, so we'll get to that. Okay, so obviously people are going to want to know about Sharpies. And sorry, I only have this giant one because I don't use them. But I'll give that a minute before I touch it, just because I don't want it all over my skin. This one is a Procky, so it's more like a water-based fine liner. Little bit of smudging. Yeah, no problem with the Sharpie at all, just like you would think. Procky is not too bad, but you know what we really want to try is we want to try this new emote, and we want to try the click art, obviously. So let's try the click art. The tip felt kind of draggy on there. Ew, smeary, gross. Do not like that. Let's try this. This is the click art vintage set. I like that one. Pretty smeary. Let me do it and then like not touch it for a second. In case someone wanted to do some kind of doodling. So here's the play color dot. Let's see. Yeah, so if you let it dry for you know, a minute, that one's okay, the click art. My concern is how draggy pens, some of the pens kind of feel. Play color dot is okay on there. It might actually be kind of pretty on there. My concern is just sort of how draggy some of the pens feel on there. You know, for me, the trade-off isn't, I wouldn't probably lean toward this notebook personally, but I do think it's an important test for people who are really into the, like if you study and verify the environmental claims of this notebook, you know, it might be worth it to some of you. And so it's nice to know what pens you can use with it. Oh yeah, Pentel makes the Tradio, duh. This just does not, like the pen feels like it's getting ruined by the notebook. And it's smeary, so that's a no. Thank you very much. Let's try the Tombow Fudenosuke. Okay. How about the, am I still in the, a little bit smeary. I think you'd want to let the Fudenosuke dry for a while. Let's try the Scroll and Brush smeary. Let it dry for a minute and I'll try again and see what happens. This one will probably work well because this is kind of like a Sharpie. So this is the Millennium. Does not feel nice. Some of the pens feel like the paper is like eating them when you're trying to use them. But that one lays nice. So I would say if you're one of these people who likes using the felt like the fine liner Sharpies, you might, you know, like them with this paper. Let's do, oh, still smeary, yuck. Okay. Let's do the water-based but waterproof Uni Peen, and then we'll try the oil-based one too, which I bet will work better. Yeah, those both work pretty well on there, I would say. The piece, the Uni piece, so this is like a Sharpie. Let's open this guy up and check it out. This video is getting really long. Just feels draggy, like it's okay, but and I wouldn't really want to use it. Yeah, it just feels draggy on this paper. Dry is okay. You know, I was curious too, a couple other random tests I wanted to do, besides spilling water on it, is I'm assuming this deco tape will work well on it since the whiteout did, but let's try it and see. Yeah, that looks nice. I think the deco tape not only works really nicely, but looks really nicely because it's just totally stark white background. Let's see if washi tape sort of like sticks like normal to it. This is one of the new washies. I think it's really pretty. Yeah, I think the washi tape is fine there. Okay, let's see what happens when we spill. Oh yeah, okay, it just kind of just kind of lays on top. Luckily, I have a rag nearby. So they claim the paper, I think, is pretty waterproof. You can spill water on it. And I would say maybe that's kind of true. It feels grainy on top, but that might be from the... No, now it's actually feeling like it's just cleaned off. Whoa, that's kind of cool. Feels like it might have taken off some, it's like, it's a little bit, well, see, I can't tell if that's from the, you know, I would say their claims about it being waterproof are pretty solid. All right, so did I cover the different pen questions you had about this paper? I hope so. Let me know. If I get a bunch of requests for a bunch of other different types of pens to test on here, then maybe I'll do it again. All right, have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.